last night, I was live tweeting the Republican debate. I was having a lot of fun with my phony drinking game, but it really wasn't a fun experience. By the time I was done, I'd gone through a glass of wine, but I was thinking maybe I should have 2 or 3. I didn't. I don't. I prefer to wake up with a clear head, but I was so stunned by last night's Republican debate at how just coarse it was. How it was nothing but be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. It's like the Democratic Party, the Democratic debates are about how are we going to build a better future. The Republican debates are about who should we be afraid of and whose ass should we kick tomorrow. And it just astonished me. So, and this, Ted Cruz, this whole New York, this is clip number 7, Jim. Ted Cruz has come out and attacked Donald Trump for having, quote, New York values. And there are some people who think that this is just a 2016 version of Jesse Jackson's infamous 1988 slur on New York, when he referred to New York City as Hymietown, which is a slur, that is used against Jews. And that really, and Ted Cruz is the guy with the evangelical base. And so, a lot of people speculating that what Cruz really meant was, New York has Jewish values or something like that. It was bizarre, but here's Cruz talking about this.
But everyone understands that the values in New York City are socially liberal or pro-abortion or pro-gay marriage, focused around money and the media. Right. See, I whether he's talking in code or not, I don't know, but it sure does sound like it to me. And I'm guessing to the anti-Semites and white supremacists, it sure sounded like it to them, too. Clip number 10 here, Jim. This is Trump supporting at least the possibility of tariffs. He sort of walked it back a little bit after every Republican on the stage said, "What, are you crazy?" But, I was tweeting, hey, Trump is saying something here that makes a certain amount of sense. Here's clip 10.
When we do business with China, they tax us. You don't know it. They tax us. I have many friends that deal with China. They can't deal. Number one, they don't want the product. And when they finally get the product, it is taxed. We don't have to continue to lose $505 billion as a trade deficit for the privilege of dealing with China. I'm a free trader. I believe it. But we have to be smart. And we have to use smart people to negotiate. Hey, their whole trade thing is tariff. You can't deal in China without tariff. They do it to us. We don't do it. It's not fair trade.
Brilliant. There were a couple of there were 2 moments in the debate last night where I was going, whoa, yeah. And the other is Ted Cruz proposing a VAT tax. Now, you've heard me many times on this program say, we need tariffs. And if we're not going to get tariffs, because in order to put into place tariffs, we'd have to pull out of all these trade agreements. Why don't we do what every other developed country pretty much in the world has already done, which is put a value-added tax on things, which will work as you can eliminate the VAT tax when you export things, and you can impose the VAT tax when you import things. If the VAT tax was, Germany's average VAT tax is 17%. So that would be a 34% effective tariff, because you're discounting your exports by 17% and you're taxing your imports by 17%. And here's Ted Cruz proposing that, clip 12.
So the way you do it is you pass a tax plan like the tax plan I've introduced, a simple flat tax, 10% for individuals and a 16% business flat tax. You abolish the IRS. And here's the critical point, Maria. The business flat tax enables us to abolish the corporate income tax, the death tax, the Obamacare taxes, the payroll taxes, and they're border adjustable. So every export pays no taxes whatsoever. It's tax-free, a huge advantage for our farmers and ranchers and manufacturers. And every import pays the 16% business flat tax. It's like a tariff, but here's the difference. If we impose a tariff, China responds, The business flat tax, they already imposed their taxes on us, so there's no reciprocal tariffs that come against us.
See, he simply is not willing to use the phrase VAT tax because VAT stands for value added tax, and it has the word tax in it. So he's calling it the business flat tax, but it's 16%, and it's actually a sensible proposal. So of course, Marco Rubio, this is clip 13. Marco Rubio had to say, "What, are you nuts?"
Here's the one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to have something that Ted described in his tax plan. It's called a value-added tax. It is a tax you find in many companies in Europe. Ronald Reagan opposed the VAT tax because he said it was a way to blindfold the people so the true cost of government was not there for them.
Well, it's not, and that argument makes no sense. But anyhow, clip number 2. This is the kind of thing that it makes me absolutely cringe and causes the whole world to look at us and go, "Are you people friggin' crazy?" Here's Marco Rubio endorsing basically Gitmo and torture.
And if we capture any of them alive, they are getting a one-way ticket to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and we are going to find out everything they know.
Right. We're going to put them in Gitmo and we're going to torture them. Oh, it's going to be so much fun because we Republicans, we love to do that, you know. Right. Right. It's and the other high point for me, this is clip number 8. We have time for it. Do we have 17 seconds? Here it is. This is John Kasich.
Whether I'm president or not, we better make it clear to the Saudis that we're going to support you. We're in relation with you, just like we were in the first Gulf War. But you got to knock off the funding and teaching of radical clerics who are the very people who try to destroy us and will turn around and destroy them.
Amazing. I mean, there were a few moments of lucidity last night, but the vast majority of the debate was fear and anger and hate. Which is Republican. I mean, it was a Republican debate. What do you expect?
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.